Hockey talk for referees, coaches, players, and fans. Welcome to the Ref Room, hockey talk for referees, coaches, players, and fans.
Broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
With your hosts, Smokin, Silz, and Baumruck.
Live.
The Ref Room starts right now.
And now your host.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ref Room. I am Smokin Silz, along with my man Brad Baumruck. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. Just still having some technical difficulties over here. But
Yeah,
okay.
technical difficulty is
How about
Amazon
yourself?
doesn't deliver to Plainfield or wherever it is you live because
Hey,
they don't want to
lost the
deliver
package.
like
I don't know what to
earbuds. You know,
I don't know what to tell you. It'll be here tomorrow or today. I don't know. It'll be
Show
here.
up
Let's
as
not
soon as
complain
we're
about
off the
Amazon.
air. As soon as we finish, it'll
Yeah,
be
they'll
here.
probably come while we're on the air.
Well, that would be good.
They
you
won't
know?
ring the bell.
Right. That's how they roll. Anyway, lots of stuff going on. I mean, it's off season. We're all enjoying, golf and, summer activities and everything here in the Chicagoland area. But for those of you that are checking out the replays on YouTube, today we're going to talk about equipment. But before we get into the equipment, I see there's a little breaking news with the Blackhawks again.
Oh, yeah.
More house cleaning continues. Not necessarily house cleaning, but people going in different directions. So from the broadcast booth now, Eddie Olczyk has decided to not accept the contract terms of the Blackhawks. And he has gone to the Seattle Kraken, to the broadcast team there, with John Forsland.
Oh, see, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, and, Forsland, I guess, I'm not a huge fan. I've met him a couple times. Like, he does a good job. He's not a Pat Foley or one of the, he's not a Doc Emmerich or anything of that nature, but he probably is the premier guy now for the NHL. I don't know how they're going to use him because it's not NBC anymore. I don't know how that's all going to shake out with the contracts and who has the games this year. But, if Eddie goes there, I'm guessing that makes things a little bit easier for them to pull a team out of one building and bring them into like the game of the week and the better games that they have that they want to show on national television. So I'm guessing Eddie's going to be still a part of that. I didn't see anything different as far as national television is concerned.
He's still going to be doing the TNT thing as the lead analyst.
Yeah. So he's the lead analyst. So now he's going to go to the Kraken and be the assistant or the color commentator with Forsland. I'm guessing, is Forsland part of the TNT deal? I don't know. It wasn't in the article, but he was doing a lot of the games when
I'm not exactly sure because that all got very confusing for me this season. I won't lie.
Well, he was working a lot of the NBC games, so he's kind of been their go-to guy. So that will be the A team. That's going to be the A team moving forward, and unfortunately, that means they're not going to be with the Blackhawks, and it's just another piece of the puzzle that's kind of disappeared. I mean, we lose Foley, who was so much a part of Blackhawk hockey for so long, and even in the rebuild process when they brought him back into the picture, which really was big for a lot of the Hawk fans because he's been a fan favorite for years. So just the way it's going to be. So,
yep.
There's a lot of speculation.
Miss Pat Foley big time.
What's that?
I'll miss Pat Foley big time. That was who, did all the games when I was a kid. So because I think he did it, 39 years or whatever it is, or
long time, a career, a lifetime. In the broadcasting business, that's like probably
39.
4 or 5 lifetimes, because really 5-6 years is a broadcast career for most people. If you stick around longer than that, your career is really good. And unfortunately, the broadcast business is the same as all the other kind of cutthroat sports businesses. They're always looking to replace people, but the problem is in broadcasting, you don't have a farm system anymore. There's no way to bring guys up because they, if you're looking at radio, all the shows are syndicated across the country. And so you have the best talent in all the markets, including in the mid-sized markets and the smaller markets. They pull the same talent and you hear the same shows everywhere. So by doing that, you don't have those small markets for these broadcasters to get great and hone in their skill and grow so that they can become a major Pat Foley in years to come. So this is one of the problems. So, when you lose those good broadcasters, it's tough because it's hard to replace them. And that's why we see the same guys for so long. Can Don Cherry come back and help us out?
I would take it.
Oh, man, I would take it in a heartbeat. I would take Don Cherry in a heartbeat, even if it's only for between the first and second period for like 5 minutes. I would love to have him. I think that would be very cool. I'm sorry that they, the way things have shaken out, that won't happen probably, but that would have been very cool. So that's the big news for the Hawks. Do you have something else with regard to the Hawks in the rebuild?
No, nothing that I knew of. I mean, I saw that like a couple hours ago or whatever it went out, and I was like, wow, that's kind of shocking to me. I didn't see that he went over to Seattle, so that's I missed that in the article, or
the Hawks offered him a contract. They just didn't offer him the length of contract he wanted. So he probably wants a career contract, and they're probably only offering him a 1 to 3. He probably wants a 5 to 7, maybe. I don't know, not sure. No terms disclosed, but
that's part of the business, right, Scott?
That's yeah, kind of like the injuries. What do they call it? It's non-reported, alleged injury, undisclosed lower body injury or whatever.
Yeah, the undisclosed. I like when
undisclosed. Yeah. We have undisclosed contract terms with the broadcasters too. So, all right. So we're going to talk a little bit about equipment today. And so, if you guys have some comments you want to make, or if you have some questions, we'd love to entertain those because we always appreciate you. I see Alan is here checking. He wants to know how Frankie's doing. Frankie is doing great. She was here at my feet a few minutes ago. I'm sure she'll return. And he also wants to know how Brad's painting is going. And Brad, when are you playing golf?
Okay, so the painting ended, thank God. No,
Yeah.
that ended on time, luckily on Friday of 2 weeks ago. And then golf is on the back burner until we get some seminar stuff done around here. So that's going to be an interesting thing because our seminars will start in 2 weeks here. Well, they started for the 3s and 4s last Wednesday. And I think there was 34 people in on that one.
Nice.
So early for us, so we understand. But yeah, the numbers are going up, so that's kind of nice.
Good.
We look forward to having hopefully a bunch of new officials. We're getting tons of emails from new officials, which is great. Send emails. We don't mind. If you have a problem, send us an email.
Well, let's talk today a little bit about equipment, and I want to start actually with some of the younger officials, the 1s and 2s, because if you're in the ref room and you see some of the younger officials, you will notice a lot of them don't even really put any equipment on to go out there. They throw a jersey on and some pants and a helmet, and they have no shin pads on. They have no elbow pads on. They have no personal protection, if you know what I'm referring to.
An athletic supporter, Scott.
Yeah, you take one there, you might puke, but you'll get through it. You'll get through it. It'll be painful, but you'll get through it. Okay, no problem. But then, I was talking to one of my doctor buddies today, and we were talking about a lot of the most serious injuries could be avoided for younger officials. And the number one item is elbow pads. And
You break an elbow, you chip that thing.
So there are 3 bones in the elbow. I didn't know this. I got a medical lesson today. So, I'm learning stuff
All right,
on
go
this
ahead.
show along with the
This I
rest of
gotta
you.
hear.
But there's 3 bones in that elbow. And if you break that, you are going to be in a world of hurt for the rest of your life. It does not heal properly. They cannot go in there and do the erector
Doesn't
set like they
fuse.
do if you break your wrist or your leg or something. It's just different. You're gonna have a problem for the rest of your life. And it's something that you can easily avoid because probably the worst case injury you're gonna suffer if you're wearing the elbow pads. And the first thing when you go down, you're trying to break that fall, the elbow pad is the thing that is going to save you. And I know some guys that are long-term 3s and 4s that went for a while without wearing elbow pads, and then they finally paid the price and they got the elbow pads. They started wearing them. But
Scott, there's alternatives to the elbow pads too. That's one thing that a lot of people don't know. Volleyball knee pads are cheap.
Yep.
That's actually what I wear underneath mine, and that's just in case I do have that fall.
Yep.
And I need that break. That's why I wear them.
Well, I wear
You don't have to
lacrosse
spend
elbow pads,
$80.
but mine have a cup to them, so they still have a cup. But I like them because there's only one strap, and they allow you to hang your elbow down a little bit straighter than with a hockey elbow pad that's going to keep you in a more of a locked, bent arm position. So I know a lot of the officials wear lacrosse elbow pads.
Yeah.
But the idea
lacrosse
is
stuff's really nice.
to make sure that you guys are wearing elbow protection. It saved my face probably a month ago. I had to do one of these because I had a puck shot at me by a defenseman. I got my arm up, and fortunately, he got the back of the elbow pad, so I paid the price for it a bit, but it saved my face and saved my elbow too. So one of the most important pieces that I think are underrated with all the officials that are starting out are elbow pads.
I agree. And, the one thing, Scott, that I think we can point out is, we get that it's a big cost to start refereeing.
It is.
If you're a goalie, unfortunately, you're going to have to pick up a new pair of skates.
Yeah.
Because you can't wear goalie skates when you're on the ice. Sorry.
And who are the
that's,
best referees, by the way? I think the ex-goalies are the best referees.
A lot of
I
goalies,
really do.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So, but, you're going to have to pick up a new pair of skates. But, if you're a player, you can wear your player skates. You
can wear your player
You can
elbow
still
pads.
Wear those. Yeah, you could wear old shin pads from when you played 2-3 years ago that are smaller. You're just looking for that protection on your legs to stop a stick from hitting it. Not the same as, blocking a shot, because hopefully they're not, shooting shots at you and you're blocking it. You know what I'm saying? So you can wear older equipment so you don't have to always go buy it, because, most hockey families do keep it. They don't throw it away right away because they have somebody else in the family that they know is going to grow into it, or a neighbor that's going to play or something like that.
Here's a tip for a youngster starting out. If you can't afford to go buy a pair of elbow pads or a pair of shin pads, I would go to your local rink where you play and ask them if you could get something out of the lost and found. Most of these rinks have a pretty big selection of lost and found items that have been there for a long time. And some of them, I know there's a couple of rinks on the North Shore. They have like a donation bin that sits almost at the front door, where people leave some of their old gear for somebody else to take. And so, it's an opportunity if you need something, you're trying out refereeing, you're not sure it's for you. That's one of the beauties of the other group that brings in a lot of the referees to do the Might Hockey. They have the zero cost, try it and see if you want to do it. As opposed to, once you find out, this is for me, great, come on over here, get your USA Hockey, get it taken care of, come on board, get your gear, and start working better games.
Yeah, and, you don't have to go out and buy CCM referee pants your first time. You can wear black pants.
Sweatpants would work, get a pair that's plain.
Right, with nothing on them, that don't look super, super baggy. Most people don't notice that. You do have to buy a referee sweater. We're sorry about that.
Get yourself a pair of Zanzibar golf slacks from like the 70s, okay?
I don't even know what those are, so we'll just back away.
They look like referee pants, basically, okay? They're like double knit,
well, and the other thing is,
black
too,
pants.
like, black, you have to wear a black hockey helmet, okay? So, like, the heck-approved stuff and all that, it doesn't give itself to the referees. It has to be a black hockey helmet with a visor. So if you go to, a Play It Again or look on eBay or anything, there's people unloading these helmets for like 10, 12, $30. Like, you can buy them for super cheap. You don't have to go out and buy a new $100.
Hit me up. I got a couple helmets. If you guys are youngsters and you want to buy a helmet, just send me an email. refroomscott@gmail.com. We'll get you taken care of. We'll find a way to get you a helmet, okay? We'll help you. I know that there's some people that will help you. If we put out an email or a request, the community will come through. Trust me. So if you want to be a ref, that's okay. So number one that we wanted to talk about was the elbow pads. The next thing I want to talk about is the tailbone protector. And the doctor told me what it's called. It's a Sikix or something like that. Don't get me started on that because I don't know what the official name of.
Sacroiliac joint.
No, but it's the tailbone pad, okay? And a lot of guys do not wear that because they're not wearing referee pants, or they're not wearing a girdle, or they're not wearing something back there. But when you go down, that can be you break your tailbone, it is a lifelong injury. There is nothing they can do for it. There is nothing that they can go in and fix. Yeah, they can go in and pull it out. It's not pretty, it's painful. But you're going to have to live with it, and you're going to live with it for a long, long time. So the other thing you guys need is the tailbone protector. So that's why, we tell people you don't need to have ref pants to start, but honestly, it's a really important piece of equipment to have that tailbone protection. And here's the deal.
Scott,
go ahead.
You can buy an inside shell for roller hockey pants that has that in there.
Yep.
And
a
those
girdle
are
of
much
some
cheaper.
sort. Yep. Okay, perfect. Anything that will give you some protection back there is great. Probably a pair of football, like padded shorts that go underneath the pants would have some tailbone protection. But something of that nature. And when you're working the younger kids, when you're working mites and squirts, those players, they tend to come six together at a time. And they come behind you, and they get their sticks in your legs and everything else after you've dropped the puck. It's
Or they
real
skate
easy
between
to
your
get.
legs.
Yeah, it's real easy to
I've had
get
that
taken
happen.
down at that level. So, it is a situation where that's probably the second most important piece of protection that you need to have. Now, granted, you got to have the helmet, but we already know you can't go out without the helmet. So we don't have to worry about that. But a lot of guys do not go out with anything other than the helmet. So elbow pads, tailbone protection. The next thing would be the shin guards. If you land on your knee, you're going to pay the price. Most people aren't going to land square on their knee unless you do something stupid like me and you go out on the ice one day and forget to take one of your skate guards off. And then you're going to bite the dust real hard and it's going to be right on your knee. But,
Equipment to remove. Skate guards.
Yes. Or I don't know if they still do it. When I was younger, if you went and got your skate sharpened, they would take a piece of cloth tape and put it across your blade and give you your skates back.
I don't
So
think
if you
anybody
forgot
does
to
that
take the
anymore, but I
cloth
do know what
tape
you're
off
talking about.
your blades, boom, you were going down.
Yeah, the clear tape's really deadly nowadays, Scott. When the
I'm
player
sure.
will put it on your skate blade, there's a prank.
Yeah, that would
When
be
you look
painful.
down, you don't see it right away either. It happened to me. I know that, so I remember it.
Painful prank.
So,
Yeah.
but
All right.
no, so like I agree with you there. Like protective wise, I think the supporter is after that for sure.
Yeah,
if
you're
you
going
can
to
get it,
survive
and
that.
then-
I mean, hopefully they're not shooting pucks at you. You're probably more likely to get a stick
Stick.
in the at the face-off dot. That's probably where they're going to get you, or in the corner with a couple guys going into the corner, you might get it. But I think mostly at the
Yeah.
face-off dot is when you're going to get the stick in the legs.
Yeah, but that free hand, your whistle hand when you're dropping, that's why that hand should be down on your thigh.
Yeah.
So that when you drop, because your hand is useless, you can block the sticks with the other hand that come up at you. So there's a little tip for you. Make sure and use that whistle hand. Don't put it behind you. I've seen officials do that every once in a while, where it's like on their back and they're dropping, and I'm like, wait, hang on. You need to protect yourself here. And that's the hand, because once you put that hand out to drop the puck, that hand is kind of useless.
Yeah, but you get a stick on it, it hurts. Okay, I don't know about you. I don't like getting sticks on the fingers.
No, I don't either, but it's better than sticks in other places like the
I
eye.
know. Yeah, for sure.
So, but no, I mean, another thing would be, if you can, a riot pad or some sort of scratch paper in your pocket.
Yeah, a little
doesn't have to be
school
a full
notebook, the
thing.
little school notebook thing that's just a notepad,
work.
50 cents, $1.
Spiral, yep.
Maybe they're $5
And then-
now. I don't know, but
Yeah, and
with
then get
inflation.
a big pen with a skate lace
Yeah,
and tape the skate lace to your big pen and put it around your neck.
exactly. So there's a way to go. But yeah, that's another piece of equipment that you definitely need. So we talked about the visor. We've talked about the helmet. You got to have jersey. We can go with black pants. You got to have skates. You got to have a whistle. Now, whistle-wise, you're going to get a whistle at your level 1 seminar, at least from
in
Ihola.
Illinois and some
In
other
Illinois.
places. That's not everywhere.
Right. So in Illinois, you're going to get a whistle. But if you don't get one, you're going to need a whistle. So, that's the other big thing. And
Advisable to have two.
yes. And then beyond that, a bag to carry the stuff. Doesn't matter what you have. A lot of the referees like the rolling bag, the black rolling bag. That's
You don't need that the first year.
no, you don't need it.
You don't need that.
You don't
I
need
don't
it
either.
ever, but you just need something to carry your gear in. So that's really what it comes down to. The other thing that's nice to have, guys, is shin tights. And when I say shin tights, people don't usually know what we're talking about, but
Sock
a shin
sleeves.
tight is like a hockey sock that goes over your shin pads, but it only
Scott,
goes what?
It's actually called a sock sleeve. They're just made for hockey shin pads. That's actually what they are.
Really, I've never heard that term. I didn't know that that's a sock sleeve.
Yeah, if you go,
Okay.
you can look it up, and it comes right up right away. But yeah,
All right.
But they're called a sock sleeve because they wear them in different sports.
Soccer would wear them.
Right. So that's what it's called. I mean, it's just they're hockey ones. That's the only difference. That's why they're called shin tights. That's actually
Now,
a
I've
brand,
actually-
not-
I've actually seen some guys wear hockey socks, real hockey socks underneath
I've seen that too.
their pants, and it goes over their shin pads, and it does the job. Because all you're trying to do, guys, is keep your your pant leg from being behind your tendon guard, like stuck in the back, where you look like a tool. Okay. And I learned that at the level 1 seminar from an NHL referee. Okay. Because he was at my seminar. And what he told me is you could just go in there too if you take a roll of tape and you just tape your tongue and the back. What is the tendon guard? So the tongue and the tendon guard. That keeps the pant leg from going into the back. And then you look professional while you're skating. Okay. So
it looks really weird when you have one, especially one in and one's out.
Yeah,
That's even better.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't
it's
look
just
good.
an appearance thing.
Exactly. And what do we talk about all the time? You know, appearance is everything. Okay. Perception matters. Okay. How are we perceived by the players, the coaches, and the spectators, the parents? You know, if you look the part, then you probably have to prove that you're not a good referee, and just give them time; they'll figure it out. And but you know, you could be the best referee, and if you go out there looking like a tool, they're going to think you're a tool, and now you're going to have to work the whole game, like a whole perfect game that just pleases everybody, to show them that you actually knew what you were doing. So it's easier to look the part and then, you know, go from there.
Yeah, I agree. Give yourself a fighting chance from the beginning.
Exactly. So yeah, a roll of tape for your bag is a good thing to have, guys. Cloth tape is nice too,
you can
because
make Band-Aids out of cloth tape.
Yeah, you can wrap your whistle. So like protecting your teeth from your whistle by putting a wrap over the whistle, the tip of it, and the fingers. You can wrap your whistle. Tape there helps, like when players bang into your hand or something, so that whistle doesn't cut into your hand. So that's another really good piece of equipment that I think you should have in your bag.
Yep. And then some old skate laces that are cut into 4 to 6 inch pieces. And you can carry those in your back pocket, and you can have those to repair nets.
I'm sorry, was that 4 inches, Brad, into 6 inches? Or was that 4 inches into 6 inches? All right.
What do you want from me?
Okay.
You want me to get a ruler?
Yeah, get some laces. Get some laces. That went right over his head.
You should have a tape measure, but you can leave that in your bag.
Yeah, let's don't tell anybody. I've gone 10 years without a tape measure, okay?
Wait till you
10 years. 10 years without a tape measure.
Need one.
I'll probably need one now because I'm telling everybody I don't carry one, all right? Yeah. All right. All right, so a couple other things I think that are really important. You should have some water or some sort of hydration that you carry with you in your bag. Oh, that was weird. You still seeing me?
Yeah.
I just kind of totally blew out from one of my screens here, so I don't know what happened there. That was kind of weird. Okay. All right, there it is. All right, we're good. No, we're good. Hydration, you know, keeping bottles of water or Gatorade or something of that nature, especially if you're doing multiple games. And I think you should have some snacks in your bag because you don't know if you're going to get asked to work another game or 2 games. You know, you never know when you're going to get a little lightheaded out there and you just need a little energy, a little boost. I think it's a nice thing to have in your bag. So something that all officials should have or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add to that?
No, it was what we talked about, so we're all good.
All right. I also, you know, if you're working some of these super cold rinks, I think having, you know, hand warmer, you know, not bad to keep a couple of packs in your bag. You work outdoor hockey or something, you know, you may need a hand warmer or even toe warmers. They work great. You work 3 or 4 games in a really cold rink in a row, you will appreciate having those. I know Brad doesn't. He's a tough guy. He doesn't do that. I didn't until last year. You know, I don't mind putting a toe warmer in a few of these rinks in the dead of winter if you're doing 3 in a row.
The last time I wore socks was negative 30 out or something like that, and we were outside.
Yeah, Brad's a tough guy.
I wore socks, but I wore a thin dress sock. And I actually took those off in between the first and second period of the college game that I was working because I was too hot.
Too warm, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was wearing
college game. You're skating. You know, try skating.
I was like a light.
Skate 4 mite games in a row or 4 squirt games in a row and see if you're keeping warm. Okay.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You know,
but it's worth it.
we have a few rinks that are notoriously cold. It's like being outdoors. Should I mention those rinks? No, I'm not going to do that.
No, I wouldn't.
But there are a few. Actually, there's more than a few, but that's some tips for you guys. So then if you're working higher level, why don't you cover some of the higher level stuff, Brad? Like, you were talking about the tape measure and
yeah, you should have at least so at the higher level stuff, you should have a tape measure. Both partners should. And the reason you need two of them is in order to measure a stick curve. The proper way to do that is to take the tape measure from the tip of the stick to the heel of the stick, and then you take the other tape measure and measure the gap in between.
Yeah, and
so that's why you need
the gap from the bottom, not from the top, just so you guys know.
Correct, the bottom. It's not 3 spots like in the NHL. So, and they have to ask which spot, but you need a tape measure, and if you want to buy one, you can buy a stick gauge. They still make them.
Yeah.
They just, I had one for years, and it just became something that just was in my bag and just drove me insane. So I had gotten rid of that, definitely the Riot Pad, definitely at higher levels. I would definitely suggest. And then actually, there's really not that much different. I mean, the higher levels, you're skating a little more, so you might fog up your visor more. So now you might want some spray, but you might want that at the lower levels too.
Yep. Shampoo works. You can take a shampoo or a body wash and put it on the inside of your shield and then just buff it out. That's something that works in place of the fog juice. That's popular.
Mm-hmm.
I think a hair dryer. I know this sounds crazy. I don't have a lot of hair to dry, but it's not for the hair.
Yeah, hair dryer is good.
It's
That's
for
a good point.
drying out your socks, your skates, any of your clothes that you may have to put on if you're going from rink to rink. Your stuff is wet, sweaty, and maybe you don't have an extra set, or you certainly don't have an extra set of skates. Just by drying those skates out before you have to put them on for that next set of 3 games is really nice. So I think that's really another important piece to have in your bag. What else?
Yep, and it sounds crazy, but I still to this day carry a coin in my pocket, but that's from nationals. Every once in a while you go to a tournament or something and they have a shootout, and it says in the rules, who determines who shoots first? A coin flip.
Oh, that's interesting.
Pretty horrifying if you're standing out on the ice and nobody has a coin.
Nobody's. Can we flip PayPal and see what happens?
Yeah,
I'll flip my Apple Pay. Heads or tails. There you go.
Somebody will have a coin, but yeah, no, there's not much more other than what you already covered, even at the higher levels. You don't need anything else. It's pretty much the same thing. It just becomes more intense as you go. So, when you get to the higher levels, maybe you're going to get there earlier and stretch. Well, you might want to look into some sort of tracksuit. And you can keep that in your bag, or maybe some athletic shorts that you can put over your Under Armour that you're wearing already outside. Can you wear Under Armour out of the locker room? Sure. Does it look tacky? Kind of. That's just kind of things I look at, but other than that, I don't have too much else. You covered everything, Scott. I figured we'd go through it real quick.
I like,
it did.
For your pants, suspenders. Some guys only wear the belt that comes with the pants. I prefer the suspenders. Actually, we have both. I know that sounds dorky, but most people leave them on. And I take the kidney. The referee pants come with the kidney pad across the midsection. I take mine off. A lot of guys leave them on. I'm not the most svelte guy in town, so I think it makes me look fatter. So I take it off. Just again, perception. It's perception.
Yep.
A lot of guys now are wearing a padded shirt. If you're working higher level hockey, whether you're roughing or lining, a lot of guys are wearing some sort of a padded shirt, sternum protection. And I don't know if you've ever had a college player rip one off the glass trying to clear a puck on the penalty kill, and he bangs it off the glass and it goes right into your back while you're lining. It's painful. So that's another. I think it's become more popular in the last few years. I've seen more and more guys wearing the padded shirt. So, just another tip, I guess. All right. let's talk about the players. Let's talk about the
Keep that
required
for another
equipment.
Show.
Oh, you want?
Hey, yeah, let's do it as another show.
We're only 35 minutes in here, buddy.
Yeah, let's do it as another show, buddy.
Okay, buddy. Well, we're going to do one. We're going to do one on what's in my bag, where we actually get the gear out and we show you the gear. So that's coming. Brad doesn't know about that, but that's coming.
Hey, that's new news to me. I'm
Right.
good.
Yeah. I think we're going to get a couple referees and let them open up their bags, and we're going to see what they have in there.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. So that's something we got. So you don't want to talk about the player gear today? All right.
No, not
What
today.
else
It's
you
gonna
got?
Take twice as long.
All right. What else you got?
I got
Anything
nothing
you want
today.
to cover? That's it? That's it?
it.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Well, then we'll wrap it up, and we'll see you guys next Monday, 5:30 p.m. right here, Central Time. The replays are always up on YouTube, and, of course, you can find us on Facebook. It's refroom.com. Actually, not refroom.com. My bad. It's YouTube/C/refroom to get to us. So youtube.com/C/refroom. And of course, if you ever want to support the channel, we would love some caffeine from you guys. It's buymeacoffee.com/refroom, all one word. All right. And you'll have your earbuds next week, Brad?
Should. Yeah. They're not here. I know that because I haven't heard anybody
If
drive.
not, you'll come up here and I'll give you a pair, okay? And I'll give you a new
That's
microphone.
fine.
I'll give you all the gear. All right.
All right.
All right. Why don't you say goodbye to everybody? You can close it out today. How's that?
All right. For Scott Smokin, Silz, and Brad Baumruck, we're out. Have a good week. How about that? That good?
I like it. That works for me. Have a great week, everybody. Peace out.